Ditch the resin. This is how I paint my mica shimmering color changing safety eyes. Hi, my name is Trudy. I am the owner and creative behind SideQuest Creatives, and today we will be painting safety eyes. I will be painting these 25mm kawaii eyes, these regular black people 25mm sinker eyes, and these lizard octo 30mm sinker eyes. Materials. Not gesso. The materials we'll be using: acrylic medium. This is gloss fluid medium. Mica powder. This is the one that I will be using. I purchased it on Amazon. Of course, you can get them anywhere from the dollar store to Michael's, wherever you buy your art supply. I also use this color changing glitter. Sometimes I get these on Amazon. You can use regular glitter with this. This is also color shifting glitter that I purchased at Michael's. They have a variety of them. Check out their glitter aisle. It's very, they have a lot and it's awesome. If you wanted to use gold foil, you can. I also purchased this at Michael's. There is a special adhesive that goes with this, so make sure you purchase that as well if you're going to get gold foil. I also use Posca markers sometimes just to make fine details. These are for putting diamonds and other designs on nails, but I use them for painting safety eyes and putting details or larger glitter sprinkle things like these that can also be purchased on either Amazon or Michael's. Paintbrushes, of course. I use these little medicine cups to mix paint and mica powder. If you're going to be using this method, you'd want something to have water to put your paintbrushes that you've used in, like this. No, like this. Probably some paper towel or old cloths so you can wipe up any spills, messes, or mistakes. Silicone mat just to protect. Of course, you can use any paint you want to just have regular paint or to paint the back of your safety eyes when you're done. For the first set, I will be using this 25mm kawaii safety eyes with this color shifting green glitter I plan to use on Lucky Bear, the Care Bear. First, I grab my acrylic medium. I get a cup. And just pour some in. It does look cloudy, but it does dry clear. Get my glitter, and this is the part I always get a little anxious because I always put way more than I need. But you know what? It's okay. It's a big bottle. It lasts a long time, and I'll probably end up using this for a couple more safety eyes because I don't want it to go to waste. So that's it. You just mix the glitter with the acrylic medium, and that's it. Before I start painting my safety eyes, I am going to take this Posca pen and make some fine details. Posca pens are acrylic paint pens, so they go well. So first, I am just going to make some dots. Maybe I should draw a 4-leaf clover. But no, we're going to keep it simple. Just do some dots. I really should have waited to paint I really should have waited to mix my glitter and acrylic medium after I did this and it was dry, because it is paint, but it's okay. This will stay wet for a while. I'm also gonna add a bit of darker green for some contrast. And of course, if you do something and you don't like it, you can always wipe it off with your cloth or some paper towel. All right, so while we wait like about 20 minutes to half an hour for the Posca pens to dry, we're going to move on to our mica powder. And this is the mica powder that I will be using. I purchased it on Amazon, and I have purchased mica powder from the Dollar Tree, AliExpress. You can really get it anywhere, and they come in a variety of colors that are pretty much amazing. I'll be using this Galaxy Purple mica powder. This is what it looks like. I can see the shimmer. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like a reddish purple that changes to like a goldish blue, bit of green. Very pretty. Right, so again, I have my acrylic medium that I will put in the cup. A bit more. This time I'm going to use a palette knife because it doesn't have anything that you can shake. Just take a bit and pour in. I'm just gonna need a little bit more than that. You could just kind of use your own judgment for how much mica powder you want to use versus the amount of acrylic medium you use. Again, take a paintbrush, mix it together. Of course, you can start with a little bit of mica powder, and as you mix, you decide if you need a little bit more depending on how pigmented you want it to be. So I think this is good for me. I've been doing it for a while, so I can kind of eyeball it. You can see it's a nice acrylic paint texture. All right, so I'm gonna start with the 25mm safety eyes or sinker eyes, whichever you call. And I don't think I mentioned it, but I purchased my sinker eyes on AliExpress. They have a variety of colors and sizes. I actually need to make another order soon. All right, so these eyes are only getting the mica powder mixture. So I am going to put on the first coat. And what I do is just turn. I'm gonna do it closer to the camera. All I do is light strokes. I try and get a good amount on there and just turn it as I go. Some more. Just nice, light, happy strokes. When you turn it over, it's going to be very, very light, but it's going to need 2 to 3 coats. So that's the first one. One more time. Let's get a good amount on your paintbrush. Don't be afraid to really get it on there. Try not to put like a mountain of it that it's going to be really high and you're gonna have to, you know, sand it down, file it down a little bit. But yeah, just try and get it on there. And if you get it on the sides, it's paint. Again, you can just wipe it off, which you can do with resin, but it's not as easy as with paint. All right, so that's our 25mm sinker eyes. And now we're gonna move on to these 30mm lizard pupil eyes. These I will be doing for a larger inker, the Octo amigurumi project. So I'm going to use both the color shifting glitter as well as the mica powder. If you're going to do this, do the glitter first. All right, and just the same thing. This one I do a bit lighter. As you can see the glitter, but you can't really see the acrylic medium, which is why I like to do it like this. And just do your best to spread the glitter around, not get too much of it in one section, since we will be using the mica powder as well. And you can't really see it on this side. That's one. Again, try and not have too much of it clump in one area. Oop, I touched it. Oh, it's okay. And two. And again, you can't really see it, but when it dries, you'll be able to. Let's check on our Posca pen. It is dry. Posca doesn't take too long to dry, thankfully. All right, and this one's going to be all color shifting glitter, so you can get a bunch on there. Just get it all on there. The glitter, depending on how fine it is, may take a couple more layers than the mica, but it only takes a couple hours to dry. So if you have an idea in mind for an amigurumi project that needs custom painted sinker eyes, just make sure you paint them the day before and you should be good. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna get all the glitter on there because this is going to be a glitter shifting forward safety eye. And this one you can see, a bit more because I tried to get as much on there as possible. You can see the glitter a bit more. And again, it looks a bit cloudy, but it is going to dry clear. So I'm going to let these dry and then we will be back. It has been a couple hours and these are dry. You can touch them now and see they are all dry. If you don't want to use your finger, you can use the back of a paintbrush or whatever you have around, just to tap it and make sure it's dry. So that's what these are looking like right now. These, too close. And then these with the resin. Oh, looking pretty already. All right, so I'm going to start with these 30mm eyes, and these are going to get a coat of resin. This is still good, but might need, and this is the same mixture as I did a couple hours ago. It's still good. Just give it a bit of a mix. And that's it. And I just have a paper towel off to the side where I just kind of wipe the excess from my first stir. And now it's time to paint. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Just paint around the whole thing. Sorry, I keep hitting my phone stand, or yeah, I want to say easel, but I know it's not an easel. I just have painting in my mind right now, apparently. We're just gonna get it all on there. If you can hear my kids in the background, it is summertime. And you can see the mica powder with the glitter. Just gonna go back to this one because this coat was kind of light. And I'm just gonna put a bit more paint on there. And those are done. Now we're gonna paint these, and these were just getting the layers of mica powder. Actually going to move this over here so I don't keep hitting my overhead. And we're just doing the same thing, just putting on a nice amount. Now the mica can form some bubbles, so just try and tap those down if you see any. And if there's any on the side, you could just use your finger or a cloth or whatever to wipe it off. That's the second coat. The base of the sinker eye does get some paint on it. It won't really affect it. Well, it won't affect it at all. But if you're concerned because you're going to be selling them or whatever, you can just get a Q-tip and wipe it off. This is best to do while it's still wet, but if it starts to dry, just put a bit of alcohol on it and wipe, and it should come off that way. If not, try a bit of nail polish remover, but alcohol should do it. I don't sell mine. I use mine for my own plushies, but I know a lot of people do. So that is one way of cleaning it off. And again, doing it while it's still wet is the best way. And now we're going to do a second coat on our color changing glitter. And this is what they're looking like right now. And we did put those green dots on them with the Posca markers, the paint markers. And this is the same, still should be wet. This one may dry a bit faster though, and I might put a bit more glitter in there. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put more glitter. I'm just gonna use a bit of paper towel. I'm gonna wipe off that layer. It's not affecting the layer underneath. See? So I'm gonna just grab my glitter and just put a bit more in there, just so I can get a better coverage of the glitter for this second coat. Mix it, mix, mix, mix. All right, so we're gonna do this again. Just getting a good amount on there. Try and spread it out as even as possible. Get those bubbles. All right, and then the next one. Ooh, that's a lot. No, not enough. All right. All right, and that's it for now. Be back in an hour or two to see if they have dried. The mica powder will probably dry faster than the glitter because I did pile a little bit more on there, but it should be dry in about 2 hours. All right, so these are still wet, but they're gonna need another coat or two before I seal them. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through me just painting them a few more times, so I am going to come back when it's time to seal them, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done painting and what I use when it's time to seal. Okay, so my sinker eyes are done being painted. They are done drying. This is how they're looking. Super cute. It's kind of hard to see the color change and how much it changes over camera, but when you do it in person, trust me, gorgeous, gorgeous. Can't really see the dots on camera, but again, in person, you can tell that they are there. So all we're gonna do now is seal it, finish it off, and what I use is the same thing I use on my paintings, which is gloss varnish. You can also use matte, doesn't matter which one, as long as it's a varnish for acrylic paint, because that's what we used the mica with. Again, just gonna use one of these cups. Don't need it too much. Grab a paintbrush. And again, you're just going to paint it all on. And you only really need one layer. It's gonna dry clear. If you wanted to do two, that's fine. to make sure it's permanent. It's not going anywhere. But really, one layer is fine, and it isn't. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not coming off. It's not going to eat away like nail polish does. For those people who paint safety eyes using nail polish, it eats away at the paint. It works in the short term, but the long term, I actually have a whale I used like back in the day when I first started painting safety eyes that I used nail polish and glitter on, and it just ate away at all the paint and glitter I used over time. So using paint is definitely, in my opinion, a better option. There's no smell. It's easier to me than using resin, having to clean it all up. You can get the materials any art store, Walmart, online, wherever you prefer to shop. And of course, you can get the safety eyes on Alibaba or Amazon. I buy mine on not Alibaba, that's manufacturers. I mean AliExpress. And that's it. Super easy to clean, and you can do all the trends for painting safety eyes. I'm even doing some fruit eyes over here that aren't finished, but if you want to see that, then check out my Patreon, where I share tips and tricks on everything from painting to drawing, crochet, and punch needle and tufting coming soon. And that's it. This is going to sit and dry, and then when they're done, they're going to find a plushie. Remember to like, subscribe if you like this video and want to see more tutorials, and I will see you next week Tuesday. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.